Hello everybody. So in my last class I have shown you that what is random and randint function. Today we will see some of the questions that is directly related with the CBSE board examination, and this type of questions are likely to come in your forthcoming board examination. So we will straightly get into the questions, and we will see that what type of questions are given there. Uh, Now these are the questions. Question number 1, you can see the following code is from a game which generates a set of 4 random numbers. Akash is playing this game. Help him to identify the correct option. S is in bracket, you can see here, out of the 4 choices given below as the possible set of such numbers generated from the program code so that he wins the game. And the last part of the question is justify your answer. So in this particular question, what will happen that a program that is related with randint will be given, and in that particular question 4 possible outputs will be there, and you have to find out the correct option. Now here you have to read the question very carefully. Here you can see that it is written option and S is in within bracket. This implies that one output or one option may be correct, or multiple options may be there which may be correct. Let us get into the question and see that what type of code is given. Now you can see here import random as R. I told you that what is the meaning of as R. Import random as R. R is actually the alias name that is created here. One variable low equal to 15 and point equal to 5. Number is a variable, another variable with value 0. And a for loop is running from 1 to 5. It is not actually 1 to 5, it will be 1 to 4 in fact, because if it is written 5 then it will be executed up to 4. You know that for loop always executes from the given number, the starting point whatever is. So in this case it is 1 up to n minus 1. Inside the loop it is written num equal to low plus r dot randint, and randint is generating the numbers from 0 comma point minus 1, and print number, then colon, and then end. So you have to take care while you are writing the output, then you have to take care of each and every part. The first thing is that in the print statement you can see that a colon is given and end statement is given. You have to consider both while you are writing the output. So if you are missing any one out of this, then marks will be deducted, the proportionate marks will be deducted from here. So you have to take care of each and every part. So let us discuss about this question, what will be the probable output here. So how to find it? So 4 possible options are there. You can see here that what are the possible options. So for I in range 1 to 5. So what is the initial value of I here? Initial value of I is 1, and what will be the final value? It will be extended up to 4. Number equal to low plus, what is the value of low? Low is 15, so the value of low is 15 here. 15 plus r dot randint 0 comma point minus 1. What is the value of point? Point is 5, so point minus 1 will be 4. It means it is starting from 0 and ending up to 4. It means this particular part of the program, this particular part will generate random number from anything between 0 to 4, and both 0 and 4 are also included. Okay, so anything 0 to 4, anything may be there. Now for the time being you assume that 0 is generated. So what is the value or the minimum value of num here? The minimum value of num in that case will be 15. If this particular part of the program generates 0, then 15 plus 0, then the value of number will be 15 in that case. It means when the value of I is equal to 1, then the number, the minimum value of number may be 15 and the maximum number that will be stored here. Let us calculate this part. That is, low is 15 and randint, the maximum number that will be generated, that may be generated from here, maybe 4 is 4. The maximum number is 4. So 15 plus 4 will give you 19. And therefore, anything between 15 to 19 may get generated. It means the value that is given in the first part, you can see the 4 options that is given here. The value that is given in the first part is actually describing the first iteration here. It means the value may be 19 or it may be 15, it may be 16, it may be 17 or anything. So if you see the first option, so 19 is given here, so okay, 19 is there. But if you see the second option, then 14 is written here. 14 is impossible in this case. Why it is impossible? Because the value of low is 15. So even if randint generates 0, then also the minimum value that will be stored in number will be equal to 15. And from that point of view, you can cancel out this particular option directly. It means option B is not correct at all. Is there any chance of getting 14 from here? There is no chance of getting 14 because the lowest value we are getting, or the lowest value which is stored in number is 15, and from that particular point of view you can even cancel out this particular option, that is option C is also cancelled. So print number, it may be 19, it may be 18, it may be 17, 16 or 15. So if you see option 1, then it is 19, option D is also having 19. So from that point of view, both are still standing here. So when the value of I, the number may be this one. Now point is getting decremented. Point is equal to point minus 1. It means the value of point is getting decremented by 1. So the value of point is now 4. It was initially 5, now it is 4. So the value of I is incremented. So the value of I is now 2. When the value of I is 2, the value of low remains 15. Randint 0 to point minus 1. So the value of point, now the current value of point is 4. So 4 minus 1 is 3. It means it will generate, it may generate, this particular part may generate any number between, any number like 0, 1, 2 or 3. So if it happens to be 0, then the minimum value of number will be 15, and if it is if it happens to be 3, then the minimum value that will be stored here is 18. So from that point of view, in the second iteration, so anything between 15 and 18 may be generated. So you can see option number 8 is standing by here, that is 16 is generated. In option number D also 16 is there. So both actually stands here. So therefore from that point of view, both option A and D seems correct. Now therefore the second value, whatever will be generated on screen, may lie, anything may lie between 15 to 18. So the second iteration is shown here. It is 16 coming in both the cases. We have cancelled out option B and option C, and from that point of view, option A and option C both are still standing, is still correct. Now the value of point is decremented again. So point was, the last value of point was 4 and now it is 3. The value of I is incremented by 1. So it was 2 and now it is 3. So 3 less than 4, the loop is correct, and therefore it is getting into the loop. Low means 15, 15 plus r dot randint 0 to point minus 1. So the value of point is now 3 and 3 minus 1 is 2. So two values will be generated here. That is, in this particular part, 3 values will be generated. That is 0, 1 and 2. So if it happens to be 0, then the minimum value that will be stored in number will be equal to 15, and if it is 2, then the maximum value that will be stored in the number is 17, and let us see that whether it is 17 or not. So in both the cases it is 15. So in between 15 to 17 anything may appear. So from that point of view it is correct. Now point is decremented again by 1. So the last value of point was 3 and now it is decremented again, now it is 2, and the value of I is incremented, so it is 3, 3 less than 4 is correct. So the value of low is 15, 15 plus randint 0 to point minus 1. So the value of point is 2, 2 minus 1 is 1. It means any value like 1 or 0 may be generated from this part of the program. So the value of low is 15 and 15 plus either 0 or 1. So if it is 0, then it will be 15, and if it is 1, then it will be 16. So either it will generate 15 or 16. Now you can see the last option here, that it is 18 and here it is 16. So from this point of view, only option D is the correct option. Now let us see that how to justify this one. Now the justification is, when the value of I is 1, then the minimum value of the number is 15 and the maximum value of the number is 18. So any number between 15 to 18 may be there. When the value of I is 2, then the minimum is 15 and maximum is 18. When it is 3, 15 to 17, and when it is 4, so 15 to 16. So in your exam copy also, when you will be justifying your answer, you have to write this way. This type of table you have to write, and on the basis of this you have to justify that this one is the correct answer. So from this point of view, the last option, whatever is, this is the last option and this is the correct answer. Now let us get into the coding of this one and see that whether this is correct option or not. So straight away we will get into the code and see the same program I have typed earlier. You can see on the screen the same program that we are discussing. The same program is here, and these are the options that is present. So as per our analysis, option D is the probable option. Option A, we have cancelled out option A because of the last value. The last value is given here as 18, but we are not getting 18. So let us run the program once and see that whether we can get 18 anytime or not. So let us run it. So you can see here that the output that is generated, the first option may be 19, then 16, then 15, and the last value may be 15, it may be 16 even, but it is never 18. So run it 2 or 3 times so that you can understand. You can see that the last value may be 16 here, but it is never 18 in none of the cases. You can see, concentrate on the last, focus on the last value and see that it is not coming as 18 anytime. And it will not come because it is you cannot justify that particular part. So this is how this part of the program can be justified, and you can say that the code works in this format or in this way. So the justification we have seen. Now we will get into the second question here. So let us see that what is there in second question. So this is also taken from board paper. The question number 2 is, go through the Python code shown below and find out the possible output or outputs. So 4 options will be there. So it is very clearly mentioned that not necessary that in the cases only one option will be correct. So you have to analyze all the 4 options properly. From the suggested output, option A to D, and also write the least value and the highest value which can be assigned to the variable minimum. So somewhere in the program minimum is given. You have to find out the minimum and the maximum value that is stored in it. So let us get into the code part of this one. So this is the coding. So here you can see that import random is given, minimum equal to 0, max equal to 5. Now here it is mynum equal to 20 plus random dot randint. In our previous case, you have seen that it was r dot. Here it is random dot. Why it is r dot in the previous case? Because we have seen that it was written like this, import random as r. So therefore r was used there. So random dot randint 0 to max minus 1. It means if 0 is generated, then the minimum value that will be stored in mynum will be equal to 20, because 0 is generated from this part of the program, and if 0 is generated, then 20 is added with 0, so the value of mynum will become 20. And the maximum value that will be generated from here will be it is 5, so max minus 1 is 4. It means 24 will be generated. So the highest value that will be generated from here is 24. Now for n in range mynum comma 26. So mynum comma 26. So mynum may start from 20 and it is extended up to 26. It means the last value generated will be 25 or printed will be 25. So the value of mynum, the starting point, is decided by this random number. It may range between 20 to 24, anything. So one question was there. If I get back to the question, you can see that also write the least value and the highest value which can be assigned to the variable mynum. So what is the answer of the second part here? So the answer of the second part is the minimum value of mynum is 20. Why it is 20? Because random.randint, you can see that 0 comma max minus 1. So it may generate 0. If it is 0, then 0 plus 20 will be 20. And if it is 4, if random.randint 0 comma max minus 1, if it generates 4, then the maximum value will be 24 in this case. It means the loop depends on this particular value. So for the time being, you assume that it starts with the minimum value of mynum. So the value of n is 20. If it is 20, then the loop will be executed up to 25, means up to 25 it will be generated. So 20 and then asterisk, and this is for the same line. So 20 asterisk, 21 asterisk, 22 asterisk, 23, 24 and 25 asterisk. So this is one of the probable answer that you can see very clearly mentioned over here. The second one, it starts as 20 asterisk, 23, 24 and 25 asterisk. So this is the second probable answer, you can say. Why I am saying this is the second probable answer? It may happen that the value of mynum is 22. So if it is 22, then the value of n, the value that will be assigned in n will be 22, and in that case it will start from 22 and will end up to 25. So the last value of this particular loop is 25. There is no doubt about it. So if the last value is not coming as 25, then we can cancel out those options. So in option C, you can see that 25 is not written here. You know that the loop runs, when the loop starts, then it ends only when it reaches the last value of the maximum limit. So therefore you can cancel out the last option, option C here, because 25 is nowhere. Now what about D? Can we cancel out D? Yes, we can cancel D. As I told you in my last question that if all the things whatever is included here is not considered, then you can cancel out that particular option even. So you can see in this particular part that asterisk is given. So if 25 is generated, it should come with 25 and 1 asterisk at the end, but asterisk is not given, therefore we are cancelling out this part also. So in this particular case, two possible answers are there. These two answers are, both the options are correct in this case. So this is how you can solve your questions. So I hope that using this I have given you two questions and both the answers are clear. Now we will get into the execution part of this one and see that whether it runs properly or not. So I'm getting into the execution part, and let us find out where the question is. So this is question number 2, I suppose. Yeah, this is question number 2. Let me increase the size of screen a bit, and I'm clearing the side. Okay, so you can see that the same output I have written here, and this is actually the code that I have typed earlier. So now execute the program and see. Now it is coming as 20 and 25. It means it has generated option number 1. This is option number 1, and this is generated here. If I run it for the second time, then okay, so I'm slightly increasing the size of the screen here. So it is 23, 24, but the last option is always coming as 25. You can see here. It may be 21, 22. So the it could have been the correct option if option D, the after 25 asterisk was included, then we can say that this option is also correct, but there is no asterisk at the end, therefore we have cancelled out this option. This is not correct. So you can go for 2 or 3 runs. So you can see that option B is also generated here, 22, 23, 24 and 25 asterisk. So this is the first possible case, and this is the second possible case here. So I hope that you have understood that how this is working. So now we will go into the third part of this one and see that what is there in question number 3. So let us see that what is there in question number 3. So you can see question number 3. This is also taken from the board exams paper. So the question is, observe the following program and find out which output. So again you can see output means the possibility is always there that more than one options are correct. So out of 1 to 4 is not expected from the program. Now the reverse is given. You have to take care of this. You have to read the question very carefully, that is which is not expected from the program. But in this case, if you find out which one is expected, then which one is not expected will automatically you will get. What will be the minimum and maximum value assigned to the variable chance, that we have to find out. So the possible option which is not expected from the program we have to find out. So let us see the code of this one, the question. So this is the question here. Import random as R. Now you can see one array is given, a list is given, and the list is having 2 different values here. The first one is 9 and the second one is 6. 9 is placed in the 0th location and 6 in the first location. Chance is equal to R dot randint 0, 1 plus 10. What is the meaning of this statement? So chance is a variable here. So what are the possible values that can be stored in chance? So it may be either 10 or 11. How it is 10 or 11? R dot randint 0, 1. So this particular part of the program may generate either 0 or 1. So if 0 is generated, then with 0 10 is added, so the minimum value you are getting as 10, and if 1 is generated, then 1 plus 10 you are getting as 11. So the 2 possible values are therefore chance. So it may be either 10 or 11. So let us assume that the value that is stored in chance is 10. So if it is 10, then you can see a for loop is executed for C in range 0, 2. It means this loop will be executed 2 times up to 1, 0 and 1. So 2 times it will be executed. It means 2 outputs will be there. N is equal to, now this is an interesting question from the point of view that randint is used twice in the program. So again, N is equal to R dot randint 0, 1. Again, it is generating a random number. So R dot randint, the value of N may be either 0 or 1 in this case. And then finally we are printing the value here, printing array of N plus chance and then hash and then end. So within this loop is executed, will be executed twice, and 2 times it will be executed, 2 outputs will be there. So you can see that in the output part, two outputs in each of the part is given. So n is equal to r dot randint. Say assume that the first value generated here is 0. So print array of 0. Array of 0 we are having 9, and with 9 chance is added. So what is the value of chance we have taken before entering the loop? It was 10, and therefore it is 9 plus 10 we are getting as 19. So 19 hash. So in the second iteration, it may happen that the value of n is 1 is generated by randint. So the value of n may be 1 in that case. So array of 1, it means 6. So it may be array of 1 means 6. 6 plus 10 is 16. So 16 hash. So if the value of chance happens to be 10, then what are the possible outputs here? We will see. So the value of chance may be either 10 or 11. If we take 10, then the possible options are 19 hash, 19 hash. Why 19 hash, 19 hash? I am getting into this part. 19 hash, 19 hash in the sense that if the value of n in both the cases in 2 times generate, it may generate 16 hash, 16 hash as well. So we will see that the possible outputs are 19 hash, 19 hash, it may be 16 hash, 16 hash, 19 hash, 16 hash, or 16 hash, 19 hash. So these are the possible outputs. So this is the first case we have taken. But there is also one chance that if the value of the variable chance happens to be 11, then in that case what we will do? If the value of chance happens to be 11, then the possible outputs in that case maybe so from n it may generate either 0 or 1. So if 0 is generated, so it will print 20 hash, because the value of chance is here taken as 11. So the first value of this one is 9. 9 plus 11 is equal to 20, then 20 hash. In the second iteration, again if it generates 0, then the chances are there that it may generate again 20. As you can see in the next slide here, that if we take 11, then the possible options are 20 hash, 20 hash, 17 hash, 17 hash, 20 hash, 17 hash, or 17 hash, 20 hash. So 20 hash, 20 hash, how it is coming? So if in both the iteration, if 0 is generated, so 9 plus 0 is generated, then in 9 plus 11, 9 plus 11 will give you 20, and in the second iteration again if it generates 0, then it will be 9 plus 11 is equal to 20. So it may happen this way also. But if it is if in both the cases if it generates 1, then it may be 17 hash, 17 hash as well, or it may be the mix of these two. So therefore I have written the possible option. These are the 4 possible options here. That is 20 hash, 20 hash, 17 hash, 17 hash, 20 hash, 17 hash, 17 hash, 20 hash. Now getting into the option that is given in the question. So you can see the option here, that is 9 hash and 6 hash. Do you think that this is the possible output? So answer is no, this is not the possible output here. Then the second one comes here. 19 hash, 17 hash. So 19 hash may be generated if the value of chance happens to be 10, then only 19 hash will come. And if the value of chance happens to be 11, then 17 is generated. And therefore this option is also correct, because at the same time you cannot take the value of chance as 11, 10 and 11 both. Now if you see option number 3, it is 19 hash and 16 hash. So if the value of chance happens to be 10, then only 19 hash and 16 hash will be generated, because you can see that 9 plus 10 is equal to 19 and 6 plus 10 is equal to 16. So this is, I think that this is the only possible correct answer here. Now we'll get into option D and see that 20 hash and 16 hash is possible or not. So 20 hash When the value of chance is 11, then only 20 hash will be generated, and 16 hash when the value of chance is 10, then only 16 hash is generated. So from that point of view, this option is also incorrect. Now I'm going back to the question, that what is there in the question. What will be the minimum, observe the following program and find out which outputs out of 1 to 4 will not be expected from the program. So you have to write down the answer which is not expected from the program. So which options are not expected? Option number A, option number B, and option number D. These 4 options are not expected from the program. So I hope that you have understood the analysis here, that how this particular program is working. Now straightway I am going to the coding of this one, and let us see that what is there in the code. So this is actually the question here. I am increasing the size of screen a bit. So this is the code, and this is the console for output. Okay, now let us run the program once and see the same code I have typed here. Now let us run and see that whether whatever we are expecting is correct or not. So I am running it. You can see that 20 hash and 17 hash. We have that 20 hash is generated only when the value of chance is 11, and 17 hash is also generated when the value of chance is taken as 11. Now run it for the second time. You can see 20 hash and 20 hash is the next possible one. Then again 20 hash and 20 hash. 20 hash and 17 hash. You can see here 16 hash is coming. How it is coming? Because the value of chance is taken as 10 now in this case. 19 hash and 16 hash. So this is again a possible option. 17 hash and 17 hash. Again it is taken as 11. So the value of chance, it all depends on value of chance. What is the value of chance taken here? As chance is outside the loop, it will never get generated again and again. It will be taken first and then only it will enter the loop. Keep in mind. And from that point of view, this question is very, very interesting question. And you have to take care to solve this type of question. I hope that you have understood this particular part, and whatever we have discussed. We will also deal with this type of question more. This type of question, of board pattern question, we will discuss in our next class as well. Thanks for watching, and if you are having any question then you can directly write in the comment box. Thank you.